Well, Frank is shot out of a fucking cannon again, so we'll just kick it to him. Go ahead, Frank.
This is the normal me. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the POS show with co-hosts Pat Oates and Bobby Tamburo. And our special, very special guest tonight is AJ from the Working Fans Podcast. Welcome, AJ.
Nah, thank you for having me. It's great being on the show. Absolutely love it.
Great.
Pat, I like that you're not only a special guest, AJ. You're special and then very special. You were
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Frank thinks you're retarded or wants to.
In fairness, I do have a face that screams Down syndrome.
And usually,
if you had a hat on and it was pulled down real low, I might think that you've got the bronze in a sport that's not that good. You know what I mean?
AJ, I hate to say this, AJ, but based on my experiences, I assume everybody's retarded until they prove me wrong.
That seems fair. That's I think anybody who's ever been on stage has seen a lot of retarded people out there.
No, Frank means in bed. This is his foreplay. He just believes everyone's retarded until proven different.
I'm only attracted to him.
Bobby, I don't know if you heard it, but before the show, Frank was telling me about a show that he thinks my daughter should watch. And he said she'd like it because he watches it with 3 teenage girls. And I don't know I don't know if I want to ask any more questions or just let it go. Because Frank doesn't have children or grandchildren.
No.
Frank was just chilling with teenage girls.
Now, I make a few extra bucks here, babysitting.
They're teenagers.
Well,
I was thinking
they have
Catholic
problems.
priest.
He's not a priest in any way. He's not. Why were you hanging out with teenage girls?
I babysit on the side.
No, stop it. Why were you hanging out with teenage girls?
If you don't want a real answer, you want me to make something up?
You babysit on the side.
So my good friend Larry called me.
Extra bucks. I mean,
So my good friend Larry calls me. He says, I'm having some trouble at work. There's probably going to be an opening. We need a new gymnastics athletic trainer here at Michigan State. And I say, why not? I got a few years to kill.
That was a good Frank impression, by the way, Bobby.
The girls are like, they're like, is he weird with you? They're like, well, he does make us watch movies, but he at least doesn't rape us anymore.
No, that's uncalled for, Bobby. I mean, I trusted them when they told me they were teenagers. That's all.
No, but what parent would be like, oh, that 80-year-old man, he should watch our kids?
They were orphans. Come on.
Wait, then why are you babysitting orphans?
Because I was at the police station.
What's going on?
And they were just leaving. I don't know why, but they looked like they were hungry. So it started out as just buying them a Frankfurter.
You call it just a footer because you're Frank?
You want to come over to my house and we'll watch a movie. I got this great
No!
you would like.
What the fuck? You picked up 2 teenage girls,
No,
made them eat the most phallic.
I don't.
Made them eat the most phallic food you could think of, and then wrapped it up with, let's go watch a movie at my house. You met them at a police station. They've already been victimized.
Which
They're orphans. They're orphans.
Bobby, which I totally recommend. It's called CODA. It's up for the Academy Award.
Stop pushing this movie.
It sounds like they had just gotten done with sex trafficking.
Yes, and they were finally free, and Frank got them right back in.
I gave him my lawyer's meeting with them tomorrow for something else, but
what's the plot of the movie about, Frank? Well, it's about this old guy who picks up 3 teenage girls, and they really actually find over time they're sexually attracted to him.
You know something? I'm pitching that movie tomorrow.
Nice. I'm on board, dude.
Okay,
Frank, if they were all,
Bobby.
Frank, if they were all teenage girls, and there's 3 of them,
right?
If you add all their ages up, they're still younger than you.
Young enough to be your daughter without you making any bad decisions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. I was at my doctor's today, and so we're talking, and she says, I don't know why she brought it up. She says, "Oh, Frank, you're older than my mother." And this doctor has all gray hair. I mean,
is her mother dead?
She made me feel swell.
Does your doctor
Oh, good.
keep a
Teenage
picture
girl.
of Jesus in the office that she looks at smugly every time you come in for another appointment. Like, not today, you son of a bitch.
That must be. I would feel good about that doctor if I was in the waiting room and you came out. Like, oh, the doctor's good. It keeps that thing alive. Bobby, did you just die?
Bobby has left the room.
He ran away.
The problem is you find out afterwards that Frank's gone to the doctor and he's actually only 26.
Yes.
Right. It's a tough life.
Now,
But it was a great life, I have to admit.
now, Frank, you and AJ have something in common. Both of you have gone to comedy school taught by me.
All right.
And we survived.
I keep on forgetting that, Pat.
And now you'll remember this guy, Frank. The tie-in that you'll know is AJ went to the same comedy school as it's two people. Jeff Wade, who you know, the same one I taught,
Wow.
and remember Matt Wally.
Who?
Remember Matt Wally?
The name's very familiar.
He went to
but-
Joker's Wild all the time. He was tall, skinny, had a very funny, deep voice. Then he moved to like Japan to
Oh,
teach
Matt
kids how to
Wally, I've seen
read.
him on Comedy Central.
I wish. No. He just went.
Who's
He
the
just,
other guy?
Now sits on a sofa in Japan teaching Japanese girls how to read.
yes, they're all teenagers. They watch a movie called CODA.
CODA. Oh, I highly recommend it. Oh,
Do you
What a
own
movie.
stock in CODA? What happened?
it's just a great movie. It got me. I mean,
Who's in it?
appealed- Who's in it?
Yeah.
CODA. What's that? CODA Murphy.
Oh, it's a real name, Coder. Where are you from?
I don't even know what CODA means in the movie. I'll be honest with you. It's
A rap song by
Mary
6ix9ine.
Matlin is the only one that the only one that I knew is Mary Matlin. She's
That's
the
Jesus' friend.
she's deaf, and she won an Academy Award. About
Frank's
20
deaf because that
years-
joke by Bobby was really good and you just talked right over it.
I didn't hear it.
I know.
Bobby, could you please repeat it?
Oh, I
It's
said
not gonna
that's
work.
Jesus' friend. It's
Mary,
not.
Mary Madeline.
What was that?
God damn it, Frank.
God damn it! What the hell's
I
funny
think
about
he
that?
was
I mean, Bobby, come up with something more original than that. Jesus.
Oh, my
Christ.
God.
Even Jesus Christ is more original than God.
He said, you said Mary Madeline. He
Right.
said Jesus is friend.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Pat, I need the ability to share a screen.
Oh, yeah, I know. I need the ability to hang myself. How about that?
No, I'm going to try to save this.
Okay.
Frank,
I don't
So you
think
said you saw the movie CODA by 6ix9ine. I'm going to need you to read the lyrics to this song.
Do you have the sound on?
No, I need him to read the lyrics.
Oh, are you sending Frank the words?
I mean, I can't see that. I'm fucking blind.
He can't read the first word. Come on. God damn it.
Running out their mouth. but they never pop
Who's
out.
running out their mouth?
What?
Who's
Uh,
running out
keep
their
going.
mouth?
I have no idea. I got the drop on your spot. Everybody watch out. All my buddies on 50. So you know we hopped out. Mobbed out, opt out. We're going to show what we're about. All my buddies really gang bang, talk that damn slang, rap about it, do the same thing, let your nuts hang. Yo, baby. Ooh, where are we? In the spot, blow 50 bands, shit 100 bands, shit my pockets on a running
Worst song
man,
ever.
fuck a rubber band, I'm a fucker in a handstand. She's
Be a fan.
man, need the drugs, I'm the X-Man, I'm the damn man. I roll up, I got to be booted, stupid, and fuck you all.
I assume that's a country song.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The X-Man is my favorite.
You know, AJ, that's great because I interpreted it that way and I sang it that way.
I was
Thank
thinking
you.
Hank Williams.
Thank you for picking it up.
Oh,
You did do a Charlie Daniels band take on 6ix9ine there.
Too bad Charlie's dead.
what the fuck? What? I like that you call them buddies.
That was fun.
It was real
Oh, what
fun.
am I going to say? What am
I
I
don't
gonna
know.
say?
Oh, my God.
It was beautiful. You actually made it the nicest and sweetest you could with the N-word. You turned it into buddies.
I honestly did envision you and your little friends running around as hoodlums as a kid doing the lyrics of the song. Because like buddies is what I would consider it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because he ran around with Buddy Holly.
Yes. Also dead.
He didn't make it to 28, buddy.
Nope. He would fuck bitches in a handstand, like you said in that song, though. He would do that all the time.
That's actually how the plane went down. Was they were fucking bitches in a handstand.
Speaking of 28, did I tell you guys my 27 club story I heard?
No.
So Natalie Cuomo was dating Louis J. Gomez, and she turned 28. So he was like, you should get a 27 club tattoo. Like, oh, I made it past 27. And so they were like, yeah, we'll get a Janis Joplin quote. And after some looking up, some things got convoluted. And the quote she ended up getting was, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot.
I mean, I'm not good at this, but that sounds like Meatloaf.
It's not Meatloaf, but it's definitely not Janis Joplin.
No, it's Joni Mitchell.
Oh, Joni Mitchell?
Yeah, I got confused.
You're going to love CODA because she sings Joni Mitchell songs in it. It's wonderful.
Fuck up with CODA.
The CODA. CODA.
Do you know who ppcocaine is?
I'm sorry?
Do you know who ppcocaine is?
No.
After
PP his first name and cocaine his last name?
one word, ppcocaine.
I'm not familiar with him either.
It sounds, you know, it sounds like the sound director from CODA.
Actually,
What?
sounds like cleaning up after my mom after a coke binge in the 80s.
PP. It's a little baby whose mom does coke. He's like PP cocaine.
It's
Adios,
rapper, but
mio.
you know what? We'll come back to her later. Why don't we?
No, we gotta go to PP cocaine.
No, I feel like she should make an appearance in one of our favorite games, maybe later in the podcast.
Let's just do the game now. Listen, after what Frank was just on fire for 5 minutes. I can't read a story after that. With the CODA stuff, with Frank's rapping, which I didn't know was gonna be a thing. If we can put that to music, by the way, if we put that to music, Frank could have a top hit.
Yeah,
Did
I don't
see
disagree.
That movie
Frank's
on
got bars.
Amazon.
Yes. It could be the soundtrack to the movie CODA.
CODA 2.
CODA
I mean,
2.
They already have a soundtrack for 1. So it's got to be 2.
CODA 2 will be CODA Ethics. That's the name of CODA 2. I'm never gonna watch CODA just because of this.
Oh no, oh man.
I don't care. I don't like movies that win awards.
I would
It
watch.
didn't win an award yet. It's nominated. It didn't win.
Like, remember the African guys who were gay? I didn't see that one. They won awards.
Right, it did.
Moon Cricket, whatever it was called. Wasn't that called Moon Cricket?
I don't remember the name of it. It was a tough movie to watch.
Yeah.
It really was. Because he
Which one was
dies
that?
halfway through.
Moon Cricket.
What was it?
I don't think that's the name.
No.
That sounds like a hell of a film, though. Moon Cricket.
Yes. It's a lovely story about two crickets who fall in love, and they sing that song that Frank sang.
What's that Quentin Tarantino movie where they kill Hitler?
Inglorious Bastards.
Glorious Bastards.
I thought that's what you were talking about, Frank, because of the ending and how hard it was for you to watch.
That's another great movie that I highly
Yeah, Frank loves Hitler.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I didn't like he didn't get away with it. You know, they get him at the end.
I mean, he got away with it,
They kill him at the end.
but
of
he
the
still,
movie.
he did his damage.
He killed himself. He left on his own
No.
terms.
I'm talking about in the movie. In the movie, he gets blown up.
The movie's not real, Frank. He committed suicide.
It's cute you guys think he killed himself and didn't escape to Argentina.
They'd find him in Argentina. He'd be the one little guy with that mustache.
No, dude. Like literally in Argentina, there are just towns of former Nazis that just speak German.
Oh yeah.
No, but I'm saying they would have found him because all the rest of the people with that mustache are the women.
Makes sense.
Plus, when's the last time you heard of a Jewish temple in Argentina?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
you're right. There's no good delis in Argentina.
No.
None.
Sure, there are Italian delis.
Go get a good bagel in Argentina.
A lot of
You can
Italians.
get
in-
schnitzel there, though.
Yeah. Try to get your taxes done in Argentina. It's insane.
Try to find a good comedy writer in Argentina. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
Find one fan of Seinfeld in Argentina. Frank, say something about Jews.
I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Okay.
Judah is the new movie that Frank just saw.
No, that's tomorrow. CODA
Why
today.
are you so excited about this movie? For real?
course, I saw it a couple hours ago, and it left such an impression on me.
I watched something a couple hours ago. I'm not talking about it.
Oh, you didn't watch CODA? I mean, you
Cooter?
know, yeah, CODA.
What
C-U-D-A.
happens in this movie, Frank?
What happens? It's about a family in Massachusetts that are fishermen.
Named Cooter?
They fish. All right. And 3 of the 4 family members are deaf. And so
A fisherman?
a high school girl that could speak has
That's
to go
rare.
with them on the boat just in case.
Wait,
something
stop.
What?
There's 3 deaf fishermen, and then you said it like it was a big deal. There's a high school girl that can speak. They all can. That's what high school you speak.
You know, Pat.
Also,
you
the
have
deaf people
Such
can
an
speak too.
attitude sometimes.
I'm just trying to understand
Oh.
what this movie Cooter, where they
You
go
get
out
my-
fishing.
You get my underwear in a bunch.
I don't want to
because-
hear about your bunches of underwear ever again. So they're fishing. Why are they deaf and fishing?
Because they're in real life, they are deaf.
How
And so
how do they hear the
figure-
Coast Guard? Like, stop crabbing. Like,
Well, that's
How
why
do
she goes on the boat with them. You know.
How do they hear her if she falls overboard and drowns?
No. That's
Is that the
Yeah.
end of the movie?
that does not sound safe, Frank.
All of these things we've proposed have been better plots than whatever you're about to tell us happens in CODA. So
Well, I
please
mean,
continue.
it's a conflict between the fishermen and singing. That's what, it boils
What?
down.
High
that's
School
a
musical?
meets the ocean.
It becomes a music. It becomes a musical.
Oh no,
with,
it's West Coast Story.
No, it's in Massachusetts.
It's the Sharks win this one.
Yes.
You know.
The Sharks versus the jet skis.
You know, I'll be honest. The 3 high school girls I was with today, man,
Stop this.
they were a lot more intelligent than you.
Oh, I thought you were saying they were hot. I thought you were like they were.
No, I
They
didn't.
were-
I didn't look at them that way. I didn't look.
Well, how
at
did
them.
you look
They were
at
very
them then?
upset when the girl
As
drowned.
peers?
Like a piece of meat he had to ravage.
You told these girls you're gonna watch a movie called Cooter and you didn't feed them hot dogs.
With mustard
good
and
news is that-
sauerkraut.
The good news is the 3 of them together were almost 40.
Yeah. That's what Frank said. If we have a foursome, then you guys are illegal. So Frank, okay, so the Cooter's fishing. He's got
Right.
Helen Keller with him. They're all out there. What happens?
What happens is that she's got to make a choice to stay with the family because they need somebody in the boat that could talk, or pursue a singing career in college.
There's no choice.
And I have to admit, she had a wonderful voice.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, did the 3 deaf guys love her singing? Is this,
No, they can't even hear her. They never heard
Oh
her.
shit, Frank. That's the whole joke. Like they don't even appreciate what she can do.
You know what? I'm beginning to think she can't sing.
Yeah, she
And
just
she just
practices.
said that to them so she could get out of the house.
Every time she would start to sing, 2 whales would mate.
No, you know something. Every
So
time
what
she
happens,
spoke-
Frank? Spoiler alert for everybody out there who's going to watch Cooter. What happens? Does she choose singing or fishing?
You know, I just thought of something. Every time she started to sing, she would put a record on, put the needle on the record.
Put the needle on the record.
Oh my God.
she went on to be Celine Dion. It's an incredible story.
Yeah, it's Titanic, the prequel.
This is not, obviously, it's not a true story. Where do you get fucking 3 deaf people in a family? Fuck that.
Where do you get him?
What was
Bobby,
that?
I said he's shot out of a cannon. He's gonna. I don't know what to do with this episode.
I don't know, man. Frank is nuts. tonight. 3 girls.
Sounds like an
Obviously.
ID network special waiting to happen.
I want to watch that podcast where Frank and 3 girls review movies.
I did an
Up
interview
next,
for
High School Musical.
Yeah, it's like okay, it's like my daughter watches this like she watches these 3 black people sit on a couch and like watch like Cobra Kai and other shows and shit, and they just like watch it and then comment on it, and it's fun to watch. I don't mind it. I don't have to watch the show itself. I want Frank and 3 teenage girls to do that with movies. To put it on the
But all-
Patreon.
I wouldn't mind doing that. You get the 3 girls, and I'll do it.
Are these 3 girls like are they American?
All right, let me. No, they're
What are you looking? Are they here?
I'm going to ask them.
Are they tied up?
No.
Oh, it sounds like we have a knock at the door. I guess we have our first guest here on Frank in the Jailbaits. Oh, hey, Chris, what are you doing here? I'm already sitting. What do you mean?
They're loose, right?
They're loose. I hope you mean with rope. Because after you have loose 16-year-olds. You got the wrong kind. You want them tight.
I want a refund.
They were going to be on, but they just went back to the basement.
They just heard Epstein is dead. So like, thank God. We had no idea. Right. Okay. So I don't know what to believe. If you're doing a great thing here. It's fun, but obviously there's no young girls. So is the movie really bad? Like, you're a prankster. Are you trying to make all these people watch a shit movie?
No, that was good. I cried at the end of that movie.
I'm gonna cry at the end of this.
My Nancy came out. She didn't watch it. She came up to me and she bitch slapped me. Get out of it. Get out of it.
What is going on with you? Was it a good movie?
Yes. I told you I highly recommend it.
You also said you found 3 girls at a police station, fed them hot dogs, and made them watch a movie.
That's about right.
Frank also cried at the end of Inglourious Bastards, so I don't really know what to believe here.
Well, Frank also jerked off at the end of Inglourious Bastards.
When he remembered it was false.
Every stroke is 22 steps. Remember that.
But here's to Argentina.
Yes, Frank doesn't use Viagra; he uses Blue Jew.
Any of you guys ever read The Awakening?
No.
It's
No.
about some whiny bitch whose husband's cheating on her or something. I don't remember all the details, but it ends with her walking into the ocean to commit suicide.
Nice.
And I got an F on a paper because we had to analyze the book. And I wrote, I wish the stupid bitch would have killed herself on the first page. It would have saved me 250 pages of reading.
First of all, what a fucking attention-wanting way to kill yourself is just walking into the ocean. You're just waiting for someone to go, don't. And you're like 2 feet in, like, don't. You're like 3 feet in. And you're like, blah, 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 blah. Still walking. It's like, at one point you can swim.
And I didn't know this at the time, but I'm glad I took that stance because I met people like that later in life. And, they're just ridiculous where you're like, you're not really trying to kill yourself. And they're like, no, I just took a bunch of Ativan and now I'm going to die. And then you're like, all right, well, then I'm going to call the cops. And they're like, no, if you call the cops, I won't ever talk to you again. They just like to play those mind games with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut my wrist sideways or whatever one's the fun one. Which one's the attention one?
Cross the river for attention.
Cross the river.
Downstream for results.
Okay. You just slice your forehead like Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Lead.
I like to leave my wife random razor blades around the house. She does not take a hint.
Yes. I always tell her, don't, I'll take the boat. You just walk into the ocean like that cool book that Bobby read.
I'm gonna leave that book on the coffee table, see if I can get her to read it.
I'm
The
just saying, I
Awakening.
hope that CODA ends with the bitch singing
Bobby?
from the ocean floor.
I've been quiet because you just killed the ending of the movie CODA.
He just said
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, the girl couldn't get out of it. She couldn't leave her family, but she wanted to be a singer. So she lives by the water and she just walked into the water and disappeared.
Wow, what a wicked plot twist. Somebody kills themselves in the ocean. How symbolic and poetic.
Yeah.
It's the Little Mermaid origin story. It's what it is.
My generation calls it the Judy Garland way of going out.
And you know what, Frank? Then the bitch didn't deserve to be a singer. All right.
You didn't see the movie. She was a pure singer. She was.
Okay.
They were deaf.
I wasn't.
Yeah, how hard is it to
You
stay away
weren't?
from deaf people?
Are you
And-
now?
But like, we've all. AC, are you a comedian?
Yeah, first of all, singing in front of deaf people, hell, I could actually sound good.
Yeah, I do comedy in front of deaf people. It's how I do well.
Luckily for me, I live next to the School of the Deaf, so I can actually just
Really?
entertain all day long. Absolutely.
Do you live in what state do you live in?
I live in Connecticut. I live just outside of Hartford, and
Oh.
in Hartford they have the School of the Deaf.
Oh, because
Why,
Bobby.
why, Frank? What are you gonna do?
Well, of course, I know Bobby lives near a deaf school. That's why in New York. That's why I was going there. I
even
thought
know
he
that.
might be a New Yorker, but I should have realized since he took your class, he had to be a Connecticut, whatever.
That's Kike, what'd you just
geography
call him?
with Frank.
He had to be from Connecticut.
Okay,
Connecticut.
first of all, Pat is happy to travel to teach comedy.
Oh yeah, wherever I can make people mediocre, I do.
But let's get to the heart of the issue here. If she killed herself, she didn't deserve to be like, oh, I came to the first obstacle in this artistic endeavor that very few people make it in. I'm just going to kill myself. Yeah,
don't
you're right. She
realize
deserved
the
it, Frank.
The conflict is between her family and a career.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
she couldn't go for the career because of the family. I mean,
Why?
she had it.
They never once said don't, because they're deaf.
So
Yeah, and when I
killing
flunked out of
herself-
college,
I heard him once in one of the characters. I heard say "You."
He's- like, yeah, the girl's like, Mom, what do you think? She goes, she's like, oh no.
yeah,
The best part is after he made that sound, the other two thought he was a singer also.
Yeah, applauding. I hope
Yeah,
they're an
you're right,
acapella group.
you're right, Frank. Family issues are what you should give up your dream for. That's good call. When I was flunked out of college, my parents were like, "What's your next plan?" And I was like, "I'm going to be a comedian." Things were nice and easy. They're like, "Oh yeah, we see the dream, buddy. You got this."
And they weren't deaf or nothing.
No, the bitch deserved to die. She gave up on her dream too easy.
Well, you know, knowing you guys, I mean, that's the take you would take on it. I understand that. I mean,
Why did you cry at the end?
it was sad her going into the water.
But you knew what the result was going to be. She wasn't going to become a swimmer.
Oh, well, that's why I cried, because I knew she was killing herself.
Imagine that was the sequel. She became Michael Phelps.
Dear
The
diary.
sad part is she was just bathing. They just didn't hear her drowning.
Frank, I want a diary from you, and I want to call it the diary of and Frank. It's you saying and this and all these things afterwards.
The Diary of Anne and Frank.
And Frank.
Frank was in the attic next door going, "Hey, keep it down, bitch."
I'm trying to sing to these deaf people.
Dear diary, today a man who had more skills and works harder and gets more done than I did was promoted before me. I am disappointed, so I decided to channel my feminist feelings into this novel about a girl who isn't respected for her ability to sing, and then she walks into the ocean. Dear diary, today I was catcalled, so I decided to write a book about a husband who's cheating on a woman. So it's the same whiny, cunty bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah, but I kind of like that.
Dear
Yeah,
I'm sure you do.
That's my
What my
wheelhouse.
penis is attracted to too, Frank.
That's my wheelhouse.
Dear
It has
diary,
led me to write a
You
study.
better tell me now you didn't like the Notebook.
I actually never saw the Notebook.
You
The
never
Notebook
saw
is
the Notebook?
One
I
guy
never
who
have.
never gave up on his dream. It's the opposite of this bullshit story where the girl just gets to the first hurdle. This dude in the Notebook loves this bitch for 80 years to the point where she has Alzheimer's, and he reads her the letters about himself, Pat. He never gave up.
Never
Unlike
gave
the
up.
dead bitch in the ocean.
Wait, could the woman hear?
She could.
No, she had
That's a way
Alzheimer's.
better
She didn't-
story.
She didn't know who he was. She didn't know
She
who
couldn't
he was.
remember, but she could hear.
Frank, you don't know who we are.
The funny thing about the
Well,
Notebook is he
one
just made up that
second.
shit. in the
One
shower.
second. Do I have to know who you
No,
are?
you don't. You
No,
don't know.
don't.
You think
No,
we're those.
no.
You think we're
Duh.
three teenage girls you found in a police station.
You know, the sad thing, the only one I recognize is me. That's
I
the
hope
sad
so.
thing.
Frank, you're on a fucking roll. Tell your story first.
You know, I didn't know what to talk about. Then I realized it's Super Bowl week, and most of the people will see it before the Super Bowl. And so I thought it'd be a good time to go back 40 years and talk about the time I stopped the Super Bowl.
Classic story.
It's very simple. My cohort, Alan Abel, who was probably the greatest prankster of the 20th century, in 40 years ago, we had a book deal with a major publisher, and they gave us a budget to promote the book. Alan talked them into not promoting it in print, but give us the money and we'll be on all the television networks. And so we went out. First, I went to at the NFL office in Park Avenue, and I bought 3 tickets to the Super Bowl. That's what you could do in those days. I paid $35 a ticket, walked in, we got an airplane, went to Pasadena for the Rose Bowl. The day of this Super Bowl, I'm dressed, as you can see, as a policeman. We had another guy dressed as a referee. We both were wearing raincoats that were buttoned all the way to the top, even though it was 85 degrees. We had a button to the top, and the 3 of us walk into the Rose Bowl. We get into our seats. We watched the first half. We had a lawyer with us, and they had a portable TV and a radio to monitor what was going on. At the halftime, myself and the cop and Alan walked towards the field. As we got to the field, we took off our raincoats, put on our hats. I looked like a cop. He looked like a referee. There was a guy in a yellow slicker, the guard, and he looked at us and he says, "What's up?" I said, "This is the alternate referee. He was mugged leaving his hotel, just got out of the hospital. He has to join the other referees." He opened up the gate and we're on the field. We go off to the side. At the beginning of the second half, Miami has the ball. It was Miami against Washington. Miami 3 and out. The guy goes to punt. I send the referee out. He blows his whistle. Everybody freezes. He goes to where the players are. He rips off his shirt. It was a book. He rips off his shirt. It says, "Don't get mad, get even." The name of the book we're promoting. Right. So he's just standing there. Nobody's doing anything. So I said, "All right, let me go out there." So I run out there and I tell him to run. And so we're running around the players. I mean,
you've taken the rain jacket off too.
Oh, no. I had the rain jacket off before he got onto the field. That's how I got onto the field.
I wasn't sure. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm running after him and nobody's doing anything. I can't believe it. Everybody's screaming there. And so what happens is that I tell him to slow down and I tackle him and I pick him up and I take him by the collar and I drag him off. I'm the cop. Right, so I drag him off. The cops just jump on him. They just jump on him and he disappears. I don't know what happened.
Now, are you dressed like them or are you dressed like a Keystone cop? Are you like in cheesier cop costume?
No, I look like a security guard.
Okay.
I said I was a private security guard. And so the cop comes up to me and said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Frank McGallo." And they said, "What are you?" I said, "I'm private security. I was hired to watch the referees." And they said, "You got any proof?" So I take out, the only thing I had on me was an ID to a handball court in Connecticut. And I show it to him. He looks at my picture, looks at me, he says, "Okay,
nice,
you could go." So now I get off the field. I go to back of the stands where we have a TV and a radio and everybody's going, Alan's going crazy. The lawyer's going crazy. They said they cut it off the TV and they went to a commercial, but the radio did play-by-play and announced, "Don't get mad, get even." That was on his T-shirt. I said, "No, I got to go out there. I got to get on television." I go back onto the field and I'm hanging out. If you see the highlights of that game, I'm hanging out by the Miami Dolphin cheerleaders. So I'm hanging there. I don't want to disrupt the game. So I wait until Riggins scores the last touchdown with 2.5 minutes to go. And they were Miami was out of it. And I run on the field as they're kicking the extra point. The referee's like this. I'm walking over bodies to get to him. And I said, "I'm fucking stopping the Super Bowl." He says, "Fuck you." I said, "No, fuck you." And then he goes like this with his hat and 7 guys come out, plain clothes, and they just pick me up and they carry me off the field. As they carry me off the field, 107,000 people are screaming. And I'm just...
Bobby, that's your greatest work of all times.
Yeah.
That's
nicely done, Bobby. And so what happens, they lock me up, they put me in a van, and they take me and 10 other drunks to the police station. I give them my fingerprints, they take my photo. a mugshot, and they put me in a jail cell.
Yeah.
I'm in
You're a criminal.
I'm in the cell for 8 hours.
Yeah. You
8
belong
hours.
there. You ruined the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. And so finally, the lawyer got me released and whatnot. They didn't have to put bond up or anything like that. So the cop says to me, he says, when do you leave in Pasadena? I said, first thing tomorrow morning. He says, never come back. I said, okay, that's a fair deal. So I leave. I take the elevator down, and the press is all over there. So I give a story to the press, tell them what we're doing, we're promoting Alan's book, blah, blah, blah. Alan says a few words. We go back to the hotel. We start getting phone calls. So we set up a couple of meetings with the media the next day. And one of them was with the Los Angeles Times. And so we come and we meet with them, and we give them a story. And they said, can we take some pictures with you in your uniform? I said, sure. So I go upstairs and change. So does the referee. We come down and we take pictures, and then we go have lunch inside. Unbeknownst to me, there's a crowd of people about on the other side, and they are loud, boisterous, they're cursing. And so I said, watch this. So I make my way over there, and I said, excuse me, but you guys are cursing. You're with women, you're drunk. I'm going to ask you to stop doing that. And the guy gets up and he says, didn't I tell you to get out of town? I said, excuse me? He said, I'm the detective that let you go yesterday afternoon. And so I said, excuse me. Okay. He says, when are you leaving? I said, tonight. He said, okay. So I get back, and I don't say anything to the people that I'm with, to the reporters. And so a woman gets up, and she's passing by totally drunk. She sticks her face right into my face, and she had glasses on, and she says, fuck you. And disappears. And the press goes, what's going on? I said, I don't know. They're just drunk. But so I just want to know, who's the piece of shit in this story? I mean, it's simple.
You told 4 stories.
I'm sorry?
There's several stories there. Well, go ahead.
Well, you got to put it all together. Is it me for doing it? Is it Alan for creating it? Is it the police for not doing their job correctly and letting me out like that and being a menace to society? Is it that woman? Is it that woman that said, fuck you, right in my face? Who's the piece of shit? Bobby?
You ever seen the movie Rambo?
Yeah, that you know what? I was thinking about that when I was talking about the story. Yes.
All Rambo had to do was not be a dick to the cop. Like, just leave town. The cop drove him out of town. It was no big deal. All you had to do was leave town, Frank.
That's right. I didn't.
That said, it seems like everybody in this situation kind of handled it pretty well. Like, the cop was like, hey, you had your fun. Get out of town.
Right.
Don't come back.
Right.
You eventually got out of town and treated him with respect. And the woman told you to fuck you. So honestly, I'd say it's the reporters for glorifying criminals and perpetuating
we're not criminals. I mean, we
are criminals. You did an illegal act.
Trespassing. Okay, it was trespassing.
Guess who does trespassing?
Right,
Criminals.
a simple
I
trespassing.
think there's 2 pieces of shits in this story. One, there's Frank for telling it to us and making us listen to it. And 2, Dan Marino in that Super Bowl, because Dan Marino's always the piece of shit.
I don't think Dan Marino was in that one, was he?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to say anything to him because I don't
you're right.
feel like that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no,
Yep,
yeah,
there is
that's right.
criminal trespassing law. Guess who does it? Criminals.
Yeah, you're right. My God.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. Dan Marino was drafted in '83.
Yeah.
I'm
Frank.
a Jets fan. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
Frank, you are not the piece of shit in that story.
Thank you.
You're not. Alan Abel is not the piece of shit in that
No.
story. You're just doing your thing, whatever. I think it's a little fucked up that you guys didn't put out who wrote the book. You just kept yelling the name. You should have had his name on the back of your shirt or something, but whatever. You did your thing.
All right.
The referees are not the pieces of shit. They don't know what's going on. It's crazy. Remember, this is the time before prank shows or video cameras or things. It's shit just happened. You don't know. The piece of shit in this story are the NFL football players who didn't beat the fuck out of you. This is their biggest moment. It's the Super Bowl. It's their time that their whole lives, they did everything they could through high school and college to avoid getting charged with rape and being racist and the fun things football players do. And they got all the way there to the Super Bowl. They have their opportunity, and you little asshole comes running out yelling, "Fuck you." There's no cameras. They should have Joe Theismann the fuck out of your leg. They should have fucking killed you, but they just let you go. Fuck them. All we hear about is in the 70s, those were real men playing football. They would kill you 3 times. Nope, they were all gay. Standing there watching you run around your little raincoat, hoping you were going to streak. They wanted to see Frank's ass. So the football players are the piece of shit, not the officer who, by his way, Frank, you forgot to say his name, Officer CODA. That was his name.
Very good, Pat. I got to say one thing, though.
No, you don't. You've said so much.
The piece of shit in the story is NFL
Let
Films.
AC go.
NFL Films filmed it. I got a hold of them 2 years afterwards and asked them if they had that film, and they said yes.
Yeah.
And I said, could I come and look at it, view it, get a copy of it? $10,000 they wanted.
Yeah.
$10,000.
Yes, they own the property and you want it. Why not?
Right.
They were
But $10,000.
$10,000. Maybe you should have taped it yourself, you asshole. You did everything else. You bought a plane ticket. You literally said you bought a plane. I know you meant plane ticket, but you said you bought a plane.
You
Is that what I said?
You said we bought tickets to the Super Bowl. They're only $35. We bought a plane. We went to the Rose Bowl. That's what you said.
In those days, planes were cheap. Okay.
Did you go to AC?
You should have dressed up like a police officer, wrote yourself up a little warrant, went to NFL Films and told them that you were here to get the film.
Right. We got
And
to
just took it.
What did you say, Bobby?
Did we go to our guest?
Yeah, he jumped in. AJ jumped right in.
Oh, sorry.
No, you did great. But like it was, usually Frank has to go, okay, AJ, what do you do? And then it does that, but you didn't have to do that. You did it perfectly. You jumped right in. It was good. Frank, good job. You've told that story before, but it's been a while. It's okay. And it's timely.
Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl week. Let's put some.
And
without
that story, Bobby wouldn't have been motivated to make one of the greatest pictures we've ever had on this show.
That was a good picture, Pop. I like.
Not
that.
as good as you being a dinosaur getting fucked by another dinosaur. I still think.
So, Frank, you're old. You may have forgotten. Our esteemed guest doesn't know this, but I have a game show on Nickelodeon. It's in development, and we like to use guests of the podcast to participate in the pilot of the game show for Nick at Night. And basically, Frank, with your love of teenage girls, it couldn't be a better fit. My love of PP cocaine, and it seems like the perfect time to combine the two. So, are you guys ready to play 15 or 19?
It's back?
Featuring
Absolutely.
PP cocaine.
I
Now
don't know what PP cocaine is.
we can't use sound because they'll kick us off of YouTube. So you guys are just gonna have to enjoy.
Wait, PP cocaine is that kind of person that would battle us?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Her music gets used a decent amount on like TikTok and shit. So I think she probably makes a decent amount of money off of it. It's
Wait,
actually none of
I was saying, which one's PP
This one.
cocaine?
the one with the hair.
The red afro?
Yeah.
Frank, is this what it looked like when you were hanging out with those 3 girls?
It's not too far off from one.
Which one were you in this picture, Frank? Were you the lower one? I'm about to say something racist, and I don't mean to.
Mhm.
I've never thought about black people having pillow fights.
Or
Okay.
using Ouija boards.
No, seriously, I've just never thought about it. I've always just thought that was a white people thing. But it's just a fun thing. Why did I do that?
Oh, they're black?
You
I
see
don't
their
know if she
asses,
is.
Frank? And their
Yeah.
lack of parents? Sorry. I know it's Black History Month, and I promised last time I would. Wait, what? What are we watching? This is porn without the sound, Bobby. This is just porn.
You don't want to hear the sound.
Well, I don't know what's going on here. Is this a video? And why are they allowed to have a devil on their asshole?
All right, I'll start it off. The chubby one is 15.
Who's the chubby one?
I don't think you can.
Well, there
call
was
her
a
that.
chubby one on there.
You can call her that. Why
I
can't you
think
call her
she's
that?
the Asian one.
Which one are we saying is the 15 or 19 we're asking? PP cocaine?
She looks 15 to me.
Bobby, who are
Frank?
we asking about?
PP cocaine, obviously.
I don't know.
One with
There's
the
a lot
fro.
of fucking women in there.
The one with the fro, the main one.
Okay, so Frank, the one with the red hair,
Right.
little orphan Annie, is she 15 or 19?
I would go to my grave saying she's 19. I would tell any policeman, any detective, anybody that she was 19. She showed me ID.
Lie
I
down.
believed her.
Turn off the light.
Is that the music?
I'm a little
Yep.
cum slut, short and loud.
Oh
Bend
my
me over and I will shout. I'm a little cum slut,
After
short
the
and
These are
loud.
the real words of the song?
Lay me down and eat me out. Ha! You thought this was your average
I'm going with 15
lullaby?
because bad coke habit.
Bobby, did you write those words?
No, that's her lyrics.
Wait, did she used to do the voiceover for the older girl in Rugrats? Well, that's what she sounded like.
I don't know,
The
man.
sad part is her stepdad writes for her.
Yeah, well, stepdads and stepdaughters do a lot of shit. If you watch porn, writing's the best one you could do. So, okay, so
given the music, final assessment. We'll go to you first, Pat.
me, well,
15 or-
because of legality, I'm going to say 19
All right,
because
Right.
15-year-olds can't become sluts.
Frank.
I said 19. I'll go to my grave saying that she's 19.
Yeah, but your grave's going to happen in a week. So that's not a threat.
Well, we got a week to talk about it. I mean, and definitely 19.
Were any of the
Well,
girls you hung out with
And I'm
come
going to tell you
sluts?
why. I'm going to tell you why. Because
Okay.
I've been in this situation a few times. Has to be 19.
All right.
Has to-
Well,
Has
we've
to
got two 19s. Mr. Styles, will you break the trend?
So I'm thinking because of the amount of clothes that she's 15.
Ooh.
Yeah, but her
You guys
asshole,
are-
there was just a devil on it. You can't have
Yes,
15-year-old asshole winking at you.
The problem is if she's 19, they wouldn't have had him winking at you.
So PP cocaine was actually one of the files seized off of Maxwell's hard drive. She is 15 years old.
Wow.
So AJ, you won. You guys.
Wait, what was that?
Sorry about
What was that fun fact at the end?
Hmm?
So I didn't know who that was. Whose hard drive?
Just Lane Maxwell's.
Oh, just Lane. I thought you said just Maxwell, like the singer Maxwell. I'm like, he got in trouble.
No.
I
This
was like, God damn it!
this was allegedly sent to the Clintons.
Oh, you're making that part up.
Yeah, no. She's just a 21-year-old singer. 20-year-old singer.
Oh, she's
21.
20 years old.
Yes, she's 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can't be
I
a
wasn't going to show
listen.
child pornography, Frank. Frank bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, Frank was like, listen, I love cum sluts, but I like them young.
young to me is 70.
There's no 70-year-old cum
No,
slut.
you don't have a definition of young based off of your afternoon hobbies, Frank.
Yeah, going to the police station to pick up hose.
I share things with you and you blow it out. I mean, you just blow it out.
Like you did those girls' assholes. You just blew it out.
Bubbles! Don't stop!
Bubbles is the monkey from
Daddy!
Michael Jackson.
Did you get to come too?
What are we
What's up
doing?
with my Bubbles?
I thought we were going to get in trouble if we played that. Now we're not.
With the voice, with the video. If you could do it separately.
No, you
right,
can't.
Bobby?
No, we've proven you can't. It's many
just have to
times he's
keep
done this,
talking.
and all of a sudden they cut out
No,
the
the
part.
keys. You have to keep talking. You just have to keep talking. As long as we're talking over.
How am I
it,
going to
it's
talk? I have to
commentary.
dance when that comes on.
It's hard not to dance to it.
Yeah, it's so
The
good.
part- The part where the girl's like, "Did you come, Daddy?" You had to dance to that part too.
Yes, that's where I finish.
That's when you do. That's when you do a dance called the stroke.
Yes, two kinds.
And if you're Frank, you actually have a stroke.
Yes, while you stroke. Oh, that'd be crazy. if Frank had a stroke while jerking off.
Impressive.
You had Bell's palsy and balls palsy.
The problem is his hand tightens up around the.
That's not a problem. That feels good.
I think that's what Sublime was talking about with the GI Joe Kung Fu grip.
Yes. All right, Sublime Frank, 15 or 19. Do you know who they are?
Who?
Sublime.
No.
They were a
Frank doesn't
band. The
act
lead singer's dead.
Santeria.
How would I
Frank
know
doesn't have
a
a crystal
band? A
ball.
band by name of Sublime. I mean, how long ago?
90s,
Yeah, Frank. thinks
early
Sublime
2000s, early 2000s.
No, I wouldn't know them. No.
Are you a fan now of this girl? PP
No.
Cocaine?
No, because I could tell by the video that it's a couple of years old. If she was 20 when she did it, she's got to be
No, she's
25,
20 now.
26
No,
now.
she's 20
Just came
right
out.
now. This is new.
She
This is
just
new
came out.
shit.
Oh,
We're not playing the old cum slut. We're playing a new cum slut.
Okay, I would want to find out if she ever saw the movie that I was talking about.
CODA?
CODA.
She's auditioning.
She would
for CODA
also
too.
she would also think you were talking about 6ix9ine's CODA. Frank, the reason why I showed you her really though is I think we should pull a prank on her.
What kind of prank?
I don't like this.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. We find like a 30-year-old white comedian who lives in Yonkers and we make her fall in love and get married to him.
What's the prank?
She wakes up one day and realizes she's 23, married to a 33-year-old comedian who's basically an open micer who lives in Yonkers. That's the prank, Pat.
That song was awful. And if that woman was on a boat singing to 3 deaf people, I'd understand. That would be the movie CODA. They're like, yeah, go ahead, have a career, PP Cocaine. First of all, who names their kid? If your last name's Cocaine, you don't name your kid PP.
I don't think that's her. God,
Well, are you
that's
telling
a-
me she has a
I'd say
fake
that's
name?
a stage name.
She doesn't go on a stage, Frank. She fucks in her bedroom with girls.
First of
almost
all, the only
respect it more
reason
if that
Phoebe
was her real
Cocaine
name.
Even has a musical career is because she clearly was hanging out with deaf people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a catchy tune. The words were bad, but the music, it was
She has one
straight
where at the
fire, as
end-
the kids say.
She has one at the end where she goes, you can hit it for free. You can hit it for free. Like over and over. And she's like, I probably shouldn't, but you can hit it for free. And that became like viral on TikTok. That's how she got most of her fame.
No one gets to pay.
No one has to pay.
They should though. They should at least leave a tip.
No, I mean, I guess.
She's
I
just
could see her
handing
doing
out
it.
puss.
I could see her doing a stage show similar to the Wiggles.
Yes, I can see that.
And doing it, touring with it. I think it'd be great.
Kids would
That's,
love it.
Yeah, Frank would be in the front row bringing all his kids.
Instead of fruit salad, this thing toss my salad, yummy, yummy. It's a good song.
Absolutely. That's
I know the Wiggles too well. Good. Bobby, you got anything else? I think this is it. There's no point in me doing any story. This episode has been what it is, and I did not expect this, but
It's the Frank show now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You brought some PP cocaine to the mix.
I mean, I love me some PP cocaine, but yeah, anybody knows somebody who like cleans up after a murder? Like the people who come in after crime scene does their thing and like makes it look new again. I just moved into a place in Yonkers. I need somebody with that level of expertise.
Well, Bobby, do you have any cleaning products?
I do.
Because if you have cleaning products, but you need someone to use them like Mexicans, I suggest you buy some Silk City hot sauce, the spiciest kind. You give it to a Mexican and say, I'll give you more of this if you clean my apartment.
They yeah, the guys who did the carpeting today were Mexicans, and then their van.
They
went
would
up
like some hot
afterwards.
sauce.
Their car wouldn't start, and what I did was I just poured some badass Jew in the gas tank, and
It
that
ran
thing
because that, of
turned over right away.
course it did. It did great. And then you gave them some of the Chad Zumach's Mango Madness, and they brought it to jail to give to their Spanish friends who were in jail so they could have more gay sex.
Then I gave them some blow it out your asshole, and they never came back.
Never came back. They actually went and made a PP cocaine video.
I'd be down with that, dude.
Yes.
You think
But
we
if you want Silk City hot sauce, go to silkcityhotsauce.com. It's the best shit there is. Check out all the flavors they got. They got new ones all the time. Jeff's amazing. Been on the show before. Go to the website, use the promo code POS, save 15%. And then, yes, if you're Mexican, you can like it, but you don't have to clean anyone's house. You can just buy it on your own.
And that's promo code POS as in PP cocaine. Oh my God! Stop what you're doing and come on the POS show.
I don't think she's going to come on the show.
Well, this is our call to action this week. Fans, reach out to PP cocaine.
From
I was trying to think of a POS for Frank's movie, but I couldn't think of it.
Please, oh my God, stop bringing up fucking CODA before I hit you.
CODA.
You called it cooter at one point.
No, I might have made a mistake, but
He was
it's
thinking about
CODA.
those teens.
It's CODA.
Yeah, cooter was what he was trying to get from those teenage girls.
Yes. Let me see your cooter. AJ,
let me
where
do-
can people follow you? Check out your podcast. Oh, thank you so much for coming on. Where can they check you out?
Guys, first of all, thank you for having me on, Pat. I appreciate it.
Of course, man.
You can check us out, the Working Fans Podcast. We do a comedy cast, we do a wrestling podcast, we do an MMA podcast now. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and then we do a live show 1 o'clock every Saturday on Facebook Live and YouTube.
Wow.
Frank.
Well, you're lucky this week. You can catch me Friday night at 7, Saturday at 5 and 7 at the Sono Cinema. I'll be watching CODA there. And so you can come with me and watch it. And then I'm on
You're going to go 3 times?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it twice so far.
Wait, did you go to the theater and see it?
Now I'm going to the theaters. Yeah.
No, you saw it. Would you watch it at home on the Apple
I'm-
TV?
I saw it on Apple, but I want to see it on the big screen. I just want to see this
Wow.
on the big screen and in stereo, so I could hear the 3.
Yeah, but the people in it
I
can't
saw.
hear it. Why is it in
It's-
stereo?
I want to see that in stereo.
Deaf
Oh,
people
yeah.
IMAX?
If this
Oh, I
movie about a
wish.
whiny cunt sounds good
I
for you,
wish.
check out the book The Awakening. It'll be right up your alley.
And by the way, on February 17th, St. Patrick, no, that's not St. Patrick. On February 17th, Pat and I will be at Comics at Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, if I
What if-
make it.
What if we renamed like all the diseases psychologists have for women just acting like cunts, like borderline personality disorder, PMS, and like all those, we just called them CODA disease. Then I'd see
CODA
your
and
stupid
CODA,
movie.
you got 2 of them.
Men have those diseases too, Bobby. How dare you?
The
I
best
don't
way to
have
get
any.
rid of them is by drowning yourself in the ocean. I learned that
Yes.
from Awake.
Awakenings. Awakening Coda. That's my new movie. And I combined the two of
Warning.
them. Where the second she starts singing, I drown myself.
It's the name of Frank's gay sex tape, The Awakening of CODA.
No, it isn't. No, it
CODA's his
isn't.
asshole.
No.
It's
The highlight
a
of the
totally
second
different
film is
name.
they all get the power to hear again, and they all drown themselves after hearing her sing.
That's the sequel. I love it.
I would never see this movie. You know what we should do, Frank? We should do a watch along where we put it on. I hate watch alongs, but we should watch Coda.
I can't wait.
You, me,
What?
Bobby, and 3 teenage girls, and we'll just watch Coda.
Is it called CODA because the main character's name is Caroline, and the deaf people trying to say Caroline CODA is all they can get out?
Oh,
Thank you.
Frank, how do you spell Coda?
CODA.
KOODA.
Oh, it's like all capital letters. It stands for something. It's not someone's name.
How do I know? I never said I'm intelligent.
All right, this is what it's about. Okay, let's see how close you got. Ruby
Okay.
is the only hearing member of a deaf family from Gloucester, Mass. At 17, she works mornings before school to help her parents and brother keep their fishing business afloat. But in joining her high school choir club, Ruby finds herself drawn to both her duet partner and her latent passion for singing. That's it.
And
I
she
have to
walks
bel-
into an ocean like a whiny cunt.
It's starring
Coda stands
Amelia
for-
Jones and then a bunch
The
of Puerto
Pacific
Ricans.
Ocean.
is it possible that it's stands for Children of Deaf Assholes?
There was questions that, by the way, since you asked that works, AJ. People also ask on Google, are they really deaf in Coda? Are the actors really deaf? Like, nope, they're French. That's the answer. They're French.
The movie CODA. What does CODA
Perfect sense.
stand for?
I'm finding out. Why is the movie Coda called Coda?
Child of
CODA.
Deaf Adults.
I was doing it. I'm doing it. Why don't act like you're deaf? Don't pull that shit right now. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yes, you're right, Frank. CODA stands for Child of Deaf Adults. My movie's called Boffs, BOFS, Bored of Frank's Stories.
It was a
My
great movie.
movie's called Plan B.
was a
And it's where you
great
just give
movie.
these psycho bitches Plan B and cut off the psychosis one generation early.
Why are you killing women at the end of our show?
I'm not killing them. I'm preventing the pregnancy.
It sounds like trick or treating with Frank. You get a morning after pill. You get a morning after pill.
Then Frank goes, "You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay for it."
You
Take a co-hanger on your way out.
Yes, the old school way. AJ, thank you so much for being on, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bobby,
Just want to say real quick, thanks to everybody who came out to that show. It felt awesome to be
of course,
supported.
awesome.
You know, Matt Mead was there, Mikey Parada. They kind of rallied the troops. Big A made the trek down. A couple of their friends, and then Blaze, former member of the podcast,
Yes.
who did the religious thing, came with a bunch of his friends from college. He ended up punching one in the face afterwards.
Oh, that's
It was
fun.
kind of a night. I've been dealing with that fallout. Thank you to everybody who came. I find out hopefully either Thursday or Friday what happened. We'll see.
Awesome.
I had a good set. So
Great. That's
I was proud
awesome.
of
Man.
how
Happy to hear that worked
regardless.
out. So awesome. AJ, thank you so much. Frank, you were on fire fucking today. Bobby, as always, you're amazing. Congratulations on your new move. And now end the show, please.
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.